So they say that the motivational speaker is a person that convinces you that you can climb Mount Kilimanjaro or Everest or whatever, and then charge you for the rope. So I will not do that. I will not charge you for the rope. But I will talk about mountains. And specifically, those type of mountains that sit on your chest at 2 o'clock in the morning when you are awake and you're wondering what the heck happened. Your business is failing, life is all over the show, you're sleeping on a couch somewhere, stuff is not working, and you got this thing in the chest that is really killing you. And you wonder, why is life pushing you down all the time? You know, it's like when you're stuck in your GPS, keep on saying, recalculating, and you are the GPS. So the thing about stories is that every one of us, each one of us, do have a story to tell. Sometimes we don't think so, but we do. And stories there are always stories about beginnings and endings and wins and losses and stages in your life where we feel that life wants to kill us. And in this process, there are two types of people. The one type will scream, life is unfair. And they will get stuck there. And they will stay there. And they will complain and bitch and do all these things that they do. Sulking. Waiting for somebody else to change them. Waiting for somebody else to plant their field. But then there are those who, irrespective of the challenge that they have, keep on going. And not necessarily to fame and fortune, but to a place or something very rare, which is called peace. Peace being a quiet satisfaction with what they have, what they've built, and who they have become. We tend to see success as something that we can flash and show. But sometimes the biggest success lies inside peace, where you are happy with what you have. And the road to peace is not straight at all. But that's the beauty of being alive. While we are alive, we have a pencil in our hands, and we can still write and rewrite our stories until the day there's no pencil anymore. Agree?
Yes.
So I went and did some research on good stories to tell, and I came up with the story of a gentleman with the name of Heinrich Haffeni from Swakopmund.
Yes, Swakop, Erongo.
Yeah, you know. So do you know his story? His story is that he's been born into a family of 5, being the eldest. He was raised by his mom, a domestic worker, and his grandma. And because things are tight, he went to work in the A hotel as a server and as a cleaner and a waiter. But because of that, his grades suffered. And as part of that, his opportunity to go to university diminished. Now once again, some people will say, this is what I'm at, this is my destiny, that nasty word. This is how life is be, life is unfair. But Heinrich didn't do that. He decided that the university door closed, but he will open something else. And he went back to the hotel, and he kept on being excellent at what he does. And that's the secret. And in this process, at age 23, he became a tour guide and visited 14 southern and eastern African countries. He guided there. At age 28, he started his own business, Haffeni tours and excursions or something like that. And he focused on cultural township tourism. But that didn't stop there. In 2015, he was one of 9 who was chosen to represent Namibia in the Mandela, as a Mandela Washington Fellow. But think for a moment, what was the chances of a young man living in a township not being able to go to varsity to represent his country in terms of that? He did it by showing up consistently, being excellent at what he does. So the interesting thing is, the hotel sent him to Africa. Africa sent him to the world. His detour was not his defeat. And that's the story. So if we then look at our own lives, we all, at some stage in our lives, have a Heinrich moment, a T-junction, a why, a decision that we need to make, where we have to face ourselves, where we need to decide where are we going to plant our next crop. And the important thing about this is, irrespective of who you are, where you at, and what you're busy with, and what your challenges are, the responsibility to pick yourself up and make a difference is yours. And you do have that power. Getting stuck is not a character flaw at all. Bad things happen to good people. Life is not always fair. And in this, we are all allowed to grieve. And grief is an interesting place to be. And it's important to consider that grief is something, we are grieving something that we did not have or lost. It's a place, it's a moment, it's not a house. So you can spend some time there. It is important to grieve. But you cannot plow your field and plant while you're sitting at home. That's your responsibility. And grief is actually, in my view, a doorway. In this instance, a doorway to redefining yourself. And redefining yourself does not mean at all that you are abandoning yourself. It is merely a place where you stop asking questions, where you ask the question, saying, how can I rebuild what I had? How can I go back? And change the question to say, who is this person that this hardship has made possible? In this process, there are 5 questions that we need to battle with. And if you're stuck or you know somebody that's stuck, these are the questions that we need to battle with. And I write extensively about it in my books. The first question is, what do you love to do? What are you really good at? What is in your hand? Your concept of bricolage. What do you have in your hand that you can use right now to start making a difference? Then you need to determine if the world needs this, and can you be paid? Can it sustain you? 5 simple questions. And where these 5 questions overlay, that's the place where you start your new life. The Mexicans has a saying that we all die 3 times. The first death is when you die into this world. The second one is when you die in this world. And the third one is when people stop talking about you. So I would love to leave you with this. Your story, my story, is not over. While you sit here, while you work, while you're busy, the pencil of life is still in your hand. And you still have a field to plant. Let us be the people whose stories help other people become unstuck. We need to tell our stories. Because your story is maybe just what somebody else needs today to hear, to move from grieving or being stuck to performing again. And being that, doing that, make sure that the third bed stays away for a very, very long time. Thank you for allowing me to speak to you. Have fun. Remember, you've only got one life.